Crafty Kate and I run a small crochet business. On this channel we talk all things yarn and crochet. I wanted to make a stash busting kind of mystery eye video where I make something new and exciting with some mystery eyes that I have from an advent calendar from Stacy Makes from around Christmas that I haven't opened all of the eyes yet. So I wanted to open some of those and then use the inspiration from the eyes to make a project to use some of my yarn. So what kind of sparked this is the other day I was working on a custom order for my Etsy and I was playing a game of Yarn Chicken that I did not know I was playing, and I won. I ended up with like a foot of yarn left, and when I went to dig through the bag on the floor to put more of that color into my cabinet, I realized I did not have any more. So I was very lucky to win that game of Yarn Chicken that I didn't even know I was playing, and it made me realize that keeping my yarn in a bag on the floor is not the most effective way to store my yarn and know what I have. So as I mentioned in my video where I made Winnie the Dragon, I have been trying to use up my Premier Basix Chenille because that's a little bit rougher than I like to use and it hurts my hands. So I've been trying to use up my Premier Basix Chenille so I can make more room in my cabinet for my Elise Veludo. So after I made the Winnie, I had used 2 skeins and I had gone through quite a few in the month of January and February, so I had some room in my cabinets. So earlier this week I actually went through everything, moved some stuff around, and I got all of the yarn from the bags on the floor into the cabinet. So I was going to take you over there and just show you what I have. I didn't film any of the actual organizing, but I'll show you what the cabinet looks like, and then we will open some of these eyes. So here's my little advent calendar from Christmas, and it looks like I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 left that I haven't opened. So we will open some of these or all of these, and then we'll decide on some projects to use up some yarn, and we'll see what we can get done. Okay, so here's what my craft room is looking like. I did end up getting rid of that chair over there because I didn't use it and my sister was looking for a chair. But I used to have giant bags of yarn over here full of Elise Veludo, so I've gotten those all off the floor and now they are all in the cabinet. So I moved around my burlap blanket a little bit, so the top shelf is all burlap blanket, and then this little top shelf is all my Parfait Plush, and then up here I just have some extra overflow stuff, but it's at least off the floor and I can see what I have. And then this one is, get the glare out of there, kind of random stuff that I have, different brands, and then the rest on this side is all Parfait Chunky or similar. And then over here we have, the glare is terrible. Let's open it and then the glare will go away. So this top shelf is all Elise Veludo in the neutral colors. And then we have blues, greens, purples. And then I originally had just 2 shelves of Elise Veludo, so now I have 3. So there's all the pink, red, orange, and yellow. And then these ones are a little jam-packed, but these are the ones we're going to try to use. I do want to keep stocking the tie-dye, but they haven't been as popular for me recently. And then the rest is Premier Basix Chenille in their brights. So I want to use all of that up at some point. So I'm hoping once we open the eyes, we'll be able to find some projects that we can use some of this Premier Basix Chenille. So that is the goal. Okay, so now we'll open some eyes and start figuring out what projects we want to make. So I believe these were all 20, 25, and 30 millimeter eyes. So let's open some. I think I'm going to go with this top one first. Jeez, ripped it right off there. Okay, can't get them out. Okay, they look like 20 millimeter. They are pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ooh, they're like blue, purple, pink. So pretty. Kind of like a night sky vibe. Oh my goodness. Okay, I love those. Love, love, love. Okay. Very cool. 20 millimeter. So I think I'm going to open all of them and then we'll just decide which ones we want to use. I really want to know what's in here. So we're just going to go for it. So here we go. Ooh, looks like another 20 millimeter. Ooh, okay, okay. A little dust on them. Ooh, okay. So these ones are a little more blue. So pretty though. I'll show you the difference. Oh yeah, this one's got a lot more pink in it. Kind of like a purplish. Very pretty. So these are the newest ones. So we got 2 sets of 20 millimeter. It's a good size for a lot of things. Let me know down in the comments as we do this if you have any ideas, because I can always make them later with different eyes. Oh my. Another set of 20 millimeter. Ooh. These ones are cool. Okay. Kind of like a rose gold pink with gold in there. Ooh, those are cool. Okay. Those will be fun. Those remind me of like a unicorn or something. Ooh. Okay. This is fun. Got 2 more. Hopefully I didn't use all the bigger ones earlier when I was opening these. Oh yeah, these are some big ones. Whoa. These are bright. Wow. Okay. I think these are 25s, but I will double check. Wow, I have never seen... Oh my gosh, you're not ready for this. Look at those! Neon yellow. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Wow. That is so cool. I want to do something special for those for sure. I have never seen something so bright. That is so cool. What should we do with these? Those are so cool. Ooh. Okay, I like those a lot. Okay, one more. It's not cooperating. I think these are big. Oh yeah. Okay, so these are 30s. It's good. So we got a little variety of size. Oh, these are so pretty. Oh wow. Okay, get the little dust off them. Okay, I'll have to clean these after, but oh my gosh, wow. Okay, I'm going the right way. Ooh, those are pretty. It's like a kind of light green, almost like the inside of a clam shell, kind of shimmery. Those are so pretty. So these are 30s. So these will be for something big. Usually the sploots, I use 30 millimeters. So, ooh. Okay, so I'm going to have to go think and decide on some stuff. But let me know your ideas down in the comments because I can always use those later. And I need some inspiration. I've been a little stuck lately. So let me know your favorite patterns or anything that these eyes have sparked that you think would look good. Let me know down in the comments. These are so pretty. Okay, I'm so excited. So let me know. I'm going to go think and I will come back when I have some ideas and then we'll pick out some yarn. Okay, I have made some decisions and come up with some ideas. I've been talking to my sister and my Patreon. I am super excited. This is like the fastest way to get out of a slump, I feel like, is using mystery eyes and then trying to pair it with what you have. So the first one I have completely figured out and I'm super excited about it. So I'll show you that one first. So it is with these neon eyes. At first I was like, I don't really have any neon yarn. I don't have anything this color or neon, but I do have like hot pinks that maybe would look good. But, and then they're also 25 millimeters, so they wouldn't work with a sploot. And I was thinking a dragon. But then I was looking at my colors and saw that I have lots of Parfait Chunky that I would like to use. And if I make the sploot in Parfait Chunky, it will be smaller, so I should be able to use 25 millimeter eyes. So that is the plan. So I was thinking a black body with some bright colored accents. And then I saw that I have this Parfait Chunky pom-pom. Look how well that matches. So I'm going to do Darth the Dragon, the sploot from Snuggle Beans Crochet, with this for the body, these for the eyes, and then these two accent colors. Look how pretty that's going to be. I am so excited. So I think I'm going to make this one first because I am like ridiculously excited to make this. So it's going to be a dragon sploot with Parfait Chunky. I've never made a sploot with Parfait Chunky. Most of her patterns are designed with Parfait Chunky, so we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'll want to put weight in it, but we'll just see how it turns out. But I am so excited for this one. So that's the first one that I have all figured out. So excited. And I absolutely love these neon eyes. Makes me want to make neon eyes, even though I don't have yarn to go with them. So then the next one that I'm thinking about are these. And these remind me kind of like a night sky or like northern lights. So I have one of Stacy Makes' patterns, the bear wearing overalls. And I was thinking about making a polar bear with some overalls that are kind of like northern light colors. So I'm going to take you over to my cabinet and we'll figure out. I have some burlap blanket or some tie-dye. I would rather use the burlap blanket. So we'll go over and see what matches with these and then go from there. And then at the same time, the great big eyes, these ones are 35 millimeter. I was thinking the bunny sploot from Snuggle Beans because these are kind of like a pastel, kind of Eastery looking color. So the bunny is all one color with like a cream chin. So I'll do cream, which I have tons of, Premier Basix Chenille, and then we'll pick a color that pops with these for the body in kind of like a pastel Eastery color. So I'll take you over to the cabinet and we'll figure those out real quick. And then that's 3 projects. And then we just have these 2 sets left. So I might save these for later. Start with these 3 projects and then see how far we get before this video goes out next week. So we do have several days. So we might pick these up later, but I'm not going to figure these out right now because I'm so excited to make this dragon. Okay, we have all the dogs in here with me like always, helping me decide things. There's Angel, Wednesday, and Heifer over there. So I have my eye here, and I usually just bring it over and kind of hold it up 2 different colors to see how it looks. So I'm going to sit down here. Oops, sat on Wednesday's foot. Okay, so here we have this eye, and then all these colors. I don't really like the way it looks with the blues and greens because it kind of clashes. So I really like that. And then we have this peach down here. I'm sitting in front of the light, so it's a little bit dark. Don't like the yellow. So peach with a cream chin, kind of like that. Or I really like the way it pops with that one, so I might do that with the cream. I think that would be really pretty. So yeah, I think we'll do that. It has that almost exact color in it. So I think we'll go with the shell, Premier Basix Chenille, and then the cream. So I'll grab those and then we'll get the other eye and figure out what color for the Northern Lights overalls. Okay, so I have this small skein of Premier Basix Chenille White that I'll try to use up. And then here are the eyes. They're kind of green, blue, purple. And then here are the burlap blanket colors. So let's see. Put the white down. So I'm kind of thinking the top one because it has that pretty dark blue in it to match. So yeah, I think we'll go with that for the overalls and then the white for the body. Okay, so here I have everything laid out with what we'll need. I'm loving this color for the bunny. I think that is going to be so cute. Love those eyes. And then here's our dragon with the neon. Ooh, I'm so excited for that one. And then we have the polar bear. I really like that burnout blanket with those eyes. I think that will be a really cute one too. So I'm going to get started on the dragon. And and then we will work on the rest. Okay, we are rapidly losing the light. It's getting dark outside, but I wanted to show you real quick. I have the eyes on the head of the dragon, and I am obsessed. Look how pretty those are. I just love it with this yarn. It's so cute. It's got the little nostrils sticking up. It's black yarn, so it's kind of hard to see, but I am loving it so far. So since we are losing the light, I'll probably do some work on this tonight and not update you till in the morning. So that's where we are, and I will see you in the morning. Good morning. I was not able to get a ton done last night, but I did get some done. So I have the little head done and closed up, and I am in love with it. And then I got the 2 back legs made with the cutest little bobble feet. So if you didn't see my last video, I showed a new way that I just learned how to do bobbles so they are seamless with no extra colors sticking through. So go check that out if you're interested in how I did that, because they look amazing. I love this pink with this yarn. So cute. So I'm excited to have this part done. We might be playing a little bit of a game of yarn chicken. I only have 1 skein of this. The pattern says you only need 1, so I'm hoping we're good. I just have the 2 front legs and then the body and the tail to do with this, so we might be okay. We'll see how it goes. Also, this yarn, because of the way it's made with the little pom-pom chunks, it's a little bit slower to work with. It's not hurting me necessarily, it's just a little bit slower, so it's taking a little bit longer than I was expecting, but turning out so cute. I love the colors all together. I think this guy is going to be adorable. So I'm going to keep working on the legs, and I will check in a little bit. Okay, we're doing pretty good. I have the 2 front feet done, cute little pink bobbles, and then I have the tail done, the orange. I'm going to do pink for the toes and the wings, and then the rest of the details, the orange, I think. So all we have left for the black color are the ears and the body. It's definitely looking small, so I'm going to make the ears first, make sure we have enough for the ears, and then I typically do the longer body option, but for this one we might have to do the shorter body just because we are running out of yarn. So we will see how that goes. I'm going to do the ears real quick, and then we'll start on the body and see how it works up. I think there should be enough. I think we will probably use up every bit of this, but that's the goal of the stash busting challenge. So we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so I ended up losing yarn chicken. I looked through my scrap bin and was hoping I had a little ball in there, and I did not. I really didn't want to order more because I've had this skein forever and I haven't used it, and this whole challenge for myself is to use up yarn, so ordering more yarn when I only needed, like, I think I had 5 rows left was a little bit silly, so I didn't want to order more. So I went to my cabinet to see, I have some other pom-pom, and I wanted to see if the string wrapped around the green was the same as the one wrapped around the black, and it actually is. So what I ended up doing was, I didn't film it because it was chaos and a mess, but I ended up taking apart the 2 strands. So it's just a string wrapped around the normal Parfait chunky. So I took chunks of the green and cut it, and then I pulled the string off the green and then wrapped it around some plain Parfait chunky black. And I have a little bit left, so this is what I had, because obviously I can't wrap it around the way the machines do, so it was kind of a mess. But like I said, I only had 5 rows to do, so I did a small chunk to begin with just to see if it was going to look the same. And so here is what I have. The little body is finished, and you can tell about 5 rows down is where I started doing it, and you can't tell at all. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. I'm very proud of my creativity and not having to order more yarn. So super excited that I was able to figure that out and make it work. Definitely not a fun process, as you can see with this mess. Very tangled and twisted and goofy, but so here is my tiny little Parfait Chunky dragon body. So because it is so tiny, I ended up doing the shorter body instead of the long one like I normally do. And because it's Parfait Chunky and it's so tiny, I didn't do the weighted pellets. I just put stuffing in it, but I think that will be just fine just because overall the whole thing is very small. So no weighted pellets in this one, but still very soft and squishy and adorable with the pink toes. I am loving it so much. And then those eyes pop so well. And then I did want to mention, so her pattern says 1 skein of Parfait Chunky, but I didn't realize she uses a way smaller hook with Parfait Chunky than I do. So I use a 4.5 and she uses a 3.75. So if you use a 3.75, you probably would have enough yarn with 1 skein. But because I use such a bigger hook, that's why I ran out of yarn. So not a fault of the pattern, just me not reading and noticing all the details. But we made it work, so we're good to go. So we're losing the light, so I'll probably work on this tonight and check in with you in the morning. And then tomorrow, hopefully we can start one of those other projects. But that's where we're at, and I will see you in the morning. Hello. It has been an entire day since I checked in with you guys. The last time I checked in was Friday. It is now Sunday. Yesterday, Saturday, I spent the entire day working on the newest pattern that I've been working on. I got some major motivation to finish it, so I spent all day doing it and actually did get it finished. So I'm going to share that with you. If you follow me over on Instagram, you would have already seen this, and I also shared it with my Patreon members early on, so it's not a super secret. But I am going to be putting a tester call out on Monday, tomorrow. This video won't come out until Thursday, but hopefully you guys see the tester call. So here it is. So it is a pronghorn antelope, which is an animal that we have a lot here in Wyoming. I didn't want the color changes to be too crazy. Antelope have a lot of white on them. The belly comes up a little bit like this, and I didn't want it to be like color change, color change, color change, color change, color change, color change, you know what I mean? So I left out some of it. Obviously, it's just an interpretation of the animal, but I am so excited with how these horns turned out. And the ears, the way I did it is a way I've never done before, so that was fun. And I just love his little face. So there's that little cutie. He is, I don't know if you'd consider it low sew. There's a bit of sewing. You sew the tail on, which is super simple, and then you sew the horns on, and you sew the head to the body. So not a ton of sewing. The legs are, you make the legs first and then crochet them into the body. The ears are crocheted in. And yeah. I thought about crocheting the tail in like as you go, but it was making a hole for some reason. So it's easier just to sew it on there. But yeah, he turned out so cool. So the tester call is coming soon, and then I'm hoping to release this guy. I think I decided March 6th. So we'll see how testing goes, and then this guy will be out and about. Can't wait for you guys to get a hold of him. Let me know what you think down in the comments. So there's my little antelope. And then on Friday night, I did end up finishing the dragon, so I have that to share with you, and she is gorgeous. So cute and tiny. I am obsessed with this pattern. And the size, this is with Parfait Chunky and a 4.5mm hook, as I talked about before. My little yarn chicken game ended up working out. So I did use the full skein of the pom-pom, plus a little bit of the green. But yeah, so as far as the stash busting challenge, we're doing good. Finished a skein, and just used a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the orange. And the eyes are so pretty. So this guy is absolutely gorgeous. I did not do, I think she has you do 3 of these little crest things. She puts one right here and then one on the head, but I just did the one on the tail, and I actually surface crocheted it on instead of making it and then sewing it on. And then I did the wings and the horns. And this guy is a little bit of sewing. You sew the tail on, or the tip of the tail. This thing you sew on, the wings you sew on, and then the horns you sew on, and then you sew the head to the body. But totally worth it. He is absolutely, or she is so, so cute. Cute, cute. I love her so much. So that is our first finished make for this video. And then, like we discussed before, I'm going to make the bunny sploot out of the, get the color names for you. This is Shell, and then they're Cream, Winter White. So I'm going to make the bunny sploot with this, and then these gorgeous 30mm eyes I think are so pretty on this peach color. So that is the plan. I have this little ball of cream that I'm hoping to use up first. I don't know how much. It's just the chin of the head that is this color, so I don't know that it'll use a ton. And then I'm hoping to use a good amount of this skein. So we'll just see how it goes. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, I just finished the bunny's head and I am obsessed already. So this is how much of the cream I had left, so I didn't have to open the next skein, but less in the cabinet, I guess. So here she is. How cute is that? The eyes are the perfect size, the perfect color. And then I have had these. I have black, pink, and red. I think it was a pack. I have no idea where I got them. I got them I think 10 years ago. And I've never found a plushie that it looked good on. But she shows in the pattern a teeny little pink safety nose and like a heart, or you can embroider it. And I remembered that I had these, so I wanted to try it. And I think it's perfect. I have tried these on bears, dogs, cats, all kinds of things, and I always thought it looked ridiculous. But I think on this, it is so, so cute with the little cheeks, and then she's going to have I'm going to do the pointy ears that stick up. And I am just in love with the way that looks. So, so cute. And we still have tons of this left, but we have pretty much everything left to make is in that color. I did realize that this bunny has a tail. I wish I had cream fur yarn, but I don't. I have white, so we're going to use white for the tail to make a puffy little fur tail. I think that will be really cute. So I'm just going to keep plugging away at this little guy and see where we can get before we run out of daylight. It is almost 4 o'clock, so we don't have a ton of time, but so cute already. Cute, cute. Okay, we're losing the light, so this will be my last update for today, but I wanted to show you, I made the little tail with the white fur yarn, so that's looking really cute. And then I discovered that this pattern actually has color changes for the toes for the back feet, which I didn't realize. So I went to my yarn cabinet to see if I had a pink to match the nose, and the peach color from Premier Basix Chenille actually matches perfectly. So I made the first back foot, and it is so cute and it matches. So I'm so excited about this little guy. I'm going to keep working on him, but I will check in the morning with how much I got done. Good morning. I was able to get a ton done last night, so I was actually able to finish the bunny, and I started the little polar bear. So I'll show you the bunny first. Here she is. I am in love with how she turned out. Look how those eyes match. The green, and then this peach color in the toes matches the nose. And her ears you can fix so they're perfectly straight, or I kind of flopped that one down. I think it's cute. And I did the little head tacking thing that I do back here so that her head stands up when she's sitting. And then she also does the sploot, and she's got the fuzzy little tail. I am obsessed with her. So excited. So cute. So I did end up using the full skein of yarn. It was a brand new skein, and I used the whole thing, and then I needed just a tiny bit more to finish up and be able to sew the head to the body. I did do the long body version that she offers in some of her patterns. It's not actually in the bunny version, but the bodies of her sploots are all pretty much the same, so I just used a different pattern that had the longer body. It's just 2 rows extra, but I wanted to add the weighted pellets to the body, so I wanted it to be a little bit longer. So I would have had enough yarn if I hadn't done the longer body. It would have just used that full skein, but I'm excited to have another skein to add to our finished skeins for this video. And then obviously I just used a tiny bit of the cream and then a teeny tiny bit of this, a little bit of fur. And yeah, she is so cute. I love the colors and I just love the sploot bodies. Can't get enough of them, obviously. Okay, and then I started the polar bear. It's a pattern from Stacy Makes wearing the overalls. And I didn't realize that I needed another color for the nose. So this is what I have so far. Doesn't look like anything, but this light blue color is actually Elise Veludo. It's supposed to be gray. I think on the website it calls it gray. It is number, this is one of those weird ones that doesn't have a sticker. Number 416, and I'm pretty sure they call it gray on the website, but it is actually like a light blue. So I don't really want to order it again, so I'm trying to use it up. So did that for the nose, and that should be all I need of that. And then the white, and then we're doing the frosting for the overalls. And then these are the eyes for this guy. So I'm gonna keep working on this, hopefully finish him today and check back in with you. So I will see you in a little bit. Okay, we're moving right along and I just finished the head. Here he is. On camera he looks insanely crooked. Wow. I don't think he's crooked. Might have to tack this one ear down a little bit because it's up a little bit. Because you put them on the same way, they both kind of go the same way. So I'll tack that ear down a little and then he'll look a little less crooked. But look at those pretty eyes. I had to embroider the nose right away because without doing the embroidery they just look totally goofy. But the eyes are so pretty and I think they're gonna go with this really well. Cute, cute, cute. So I will tack that ear down a little bit so he looks a little less lopsided, and then we'll start on the body. Okay, I just tacked the little ear and I think it looks much better, much less crooked. And I also discovered that I think I put the eyes just a teeny bit too far apart, but I think he looks okay. They look good from the side. And she usually has some face shaping, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna make the arms and then we'll start on the body and I will check in a little bit. I just finished the little bear and I am in love with him. He is so cute. So here he is. I love the way that frosting yarn worked up. So pretty with the eyes, kind of blue and green. He's just a cutie little polar bear. I didn't time myself or anything with any of these patterns. Obviously, I've just been kind of chipping away at them. But I used Premier Basix Chenille burnout blanket yarn, Elise Veludo, a 6mm hook. These are the 25mm eyes from Stacy Makes. So there's our third make for the video. And then as far as the white, I didn't have a full skein when I started. So this is all I have left. And I don't like putting this back in my cabinet because it's messy. So I'm going to roll this into a little ball. So I am going to take the label and consider it a finished skein. That's how I usually do it. Just because I don't like to keep the labels with the little rolls. So we're going to count this. So total, we used 3 skeins in my little challenge video. 1 Parfait Chunky and 2 Premier Basix Chenille. Obviously we didn't use the full thing, but it's just how it goes. We still have a good amount of this Bernat. It had a giant yarn barf, but luckily the little bear used most of the barf. So I'm going to stuff this back in there. And we still have a good amount of that, so keep the label on that one. So yeah, that's our 3 cuties for the video. See if I can hold them all. So much fun. I had so much fun with the mystery eyes and deciding on the projects and figuring out what yarn we could use up. I love doing that with the mystery eyes. So from the beginning of the video, obviously I had the 5 sets of eyes. So we still have the 2. Show you again. So we have these kind of bluish purple ones and then these pinkish ones. And I was talking to some of my Patreon members about the eyes, and someone mentioned that these looked kind of like a mermaid type vibe. So I did want to share with you guys, I did order a mermaid pattern. So here's a picture of that. It's the one from Mom's Stitch Eddy. And I picked that one because it looks like it uses bigger eyes, which 25 millimeters is pretty big. And most of the mermaid patterns I saw used like just tiny black safety eyes, and I like the way they looked that way. So I wanted one that looked good with the bigger eyes. So I'm really excited to make that. Obviously I haven't picked colors or anything, so I'll probably do that in another video where we start with the eyes and kind of go to the cabinet and pick some colors to make her. And then the pink eyes, I haven't decided what to make, so if you have any suggestions for these, they're kind of pink gold, rose gold kind of color. So if you have any suggestions for what to make with those, they are 25 millimeters, so let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas. And then I did end up buying one more pattern. Stacy Makes, the writer of the bear pattern and the maker of the eyes, came out with a cat pattern. It's her new little pint size pals. I haven't made any of them yet, but I've been buying most of them. So here's the one she just came out with. It's the cat. And there's a bunch of different colors in it, so I bought that as well, so I'm excited to make those. So those will hopefully be in a video coming up soon. And then I also posted a question over on my Instagram, but I thought I would mention it over here as well. I'm planning a Q&A video coming up sometime soon, so if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, put those down in the comments and I will add them to the list for the video. I already have several questions from Instagram and some from my Patreon members, so I would love some more from you guys. So let me know what questions you have for me and I will get those added to the list. For an emoji down in the comments for making it all the way to the end of this video, let's do a bunny. I don't think we've ever done a bunny. We might have, I don't remember, but let's do a bunny. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will have all of the patterns linked down in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!